Hey everybody, this is Chris Addig with the Veterans Law Blog, and I'm coming to you with a special update that's going to be important to any veterans of the Vietnam era, Blue Water Navy veterans. I am going to give you the headline on this, and then I'm going to urge a little bit of caution on it. It is huge news, but it is still the law, and the law moves slowly, so we have to wait for a few things to trickle out. But here's the deal. Bottom line, a few weeks ago, we talked about the case of Procopio v. Wilkie. Which was a case that had gone to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in D.C. And they were looking to question whether or not the presumption against Agent Orange exposure for Blue Water Navy vets should be overruled. And as you know, 10 years ago or so, in the Haas case, H-A-A-S, Haas, v. Nicholson, I believe, the Federal Circuit, en banc, full court, said, no, we're not going to extend this presumption to Blue Water Navy vets. Well, that was reversed today. So the order came out from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, extending the presumption of Agent Orange exposure to all Blue Water Navy veterans. So that's huge for a lot of veterans out there. So first of all, I'm going to talk about some limits on that in just a minute, because this is a big thing. I don't want anybody to go out and do anything rash in terms of their claims or their appeals. There's still some time that things are going to trickle out, but please let other veterans know about this decision so that they can start looking into it. But here's the thing. First of all, congratulations to John Wells at the Blue Water Navy Vets Association. He was the attorney that brought the Procopio case up, literally from the board all the way up to the Federal Circuit. So this has been a work in progress for many years for him. So congratulations to John Wells. Congratulations to all of the attorneys, particularly Melanie Bostwick, who argued this case at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. A phenomenal, phenomenal job of oral argument. Is probably one of the textbook examples for law students out there seeking to do oral argument. Take a look at this case. But that's the big news, is that Blue Water Navy veterans now are entitled to the presumption of exposure to Agent Orange. So they are no longer barred from that. So now there's a couple limitations on that I want to tell you about. The first one, the very first limitation, is that the government has the right to appeal this to the U.S. Supreme Court. And there's a good chance that they will. They generally have 90 days to file what's called a petition for writ of certiorari, or petition for cert to the U.S. Supreme Court. They can get that deadline extended by up to a maximum of 60 days. And so the Supreme Court often does grant those extensions to the Solicitor General, who defends the government or asserts claims on behalf of the government before the U.S. Supreme Court. And so we're looking at possibly up to 150 days before this decision goes final. Then it has to be remanded back down to the Veterans Court that has to implement the decision and remand it to the board and issue their mandate. So once that happens, then I think we're going to start seeing things start rolling. So I would encourage you now, though, if you are a Blue Water Navy veteran of the Vietnam era and you have any of the conditions that are presumed exposed to Agent Orange, I would encourage you today, don't wait till tomorrow, don't wait till tonight. Do it today. Get in there and file a claim for service connection of any of those presumptive conditions. So I'm going to put a link in the post note below to two things. I'm going to put a link to the story about the Procopio case so you can read about it. Did an extensive review on it. And there's a lot to unpack in this decision. It is an extensive decision with a couple of dissents and some really interesting language in it. So we're going to be picking this apart. But the second thing I'll put up there is a list of the presumptive conditions. If you served in the Blue Water Navy during the Vietnam era, I want you to consider strongly getting out today and filing that claim, because you are now at least tentatively, assuming that the government does not appeal in the next 150 days, you are tentatively entitled to the presumption of Agent Orange exposure. So don't wait until we see that appeal. Get your claims in now. That way you get the earliest possible effective date. So great news. I'm going to shut off now so y'all can share this post. Please let any Vietnam era veterans that served in the Blue Water Navy, let them know about this. This is a huge deal. And I will post the links in the show note, and we will have a full post up either later today or first thing tomorrow that goes into this decision in great detail. And it'll have all the links that you need. So again, congratulations to John Wells. Phenomenal job, buddy. You did a great job. Really proud of you and the work you've done here. So in any event, y'all have a great day. I will pop on later with a little bit more information about some other stuff. Take care.